I guess I'm the type of person who likes change in environment and my surroundings. I discovered that when I was working in that office, after being cooped up in one place for too long, I'll lose my concentration. So that is sort of like a point where I need to have a job where I can move around. And then photography was always in the back of my mind, so like I put two and two together. There you go. Hi, I'm Yohan Liliyani. I'm a photographer, 26 years old, based in Jakarta. So the first time I got a camera was from my sister. She gave me her camera when she was leaving Australia, and I was start my uni in Australia. In uni, I joined the photography club. That's where I got to explore my camera even further. And I happened to have this one fashion blogger friend who was also in the same club. And I was like, hey, it'd be fun to shoot you for your blog, where we can just hunt around the botanical garden. And so we did that, and I find it really fun. I started assisting a photographer when I was in Australia. I did a couple of months with her. The first month, it was an internship, as we call it. I was working for her for free, and then after that, she was kind enough to pay me for my service for the next couple of months that I was working with her. And then my visa got expired, so I had to come back to Indonesia. And I didn't have any creative friends in Indonesia because all my friends were in accounting and finance. So how I got to know all these NPM people was actually through NPM class. I joined the NPM class hoping to learn more things and to also gain friends that I can talk to about photography, just in general. A couple of months after the class ended, they were having an opening position for assisting in NPM. And so my friend referred me to Andre. And basically that's how I started my life in NPM. When I was in Australia, and I used the Holy Grail website called Model Mayhem. That's like a database of models, photographer, makeup artist, stylist, everyone in doing creative. But I met some makeup artists. I didn't dare to contact stylists back then, so I just contacted makeup artists, and then I styled the shoot all by myself. Because in Australia, you can buy clothes and return the clothes within a certain period of time. So I would shops through Burke Street or like South Yarra, and then return the clothes the next day after the shoot. Like I would do that. That's the very first time I was doing portfolio shoot. But fast forward, when I start building up my portfolio more serious, and I'm already in NPM, I started off with just contacting modeling agency and doing everything by myself, like styling the shoot by myself, and then makeup, I would ask the model to do like a really basic makeup, and then I would just touch the makeup up on the Photoshop, things like that. So I think I did like a year of full-on portfolio building by myself like that. Fortunately, being in NPM, I get to meet a lot of amazing creative people. I get to have a lot of stylist friends and makeup artist friends, and from then on, after doing a year of just one-on-one with models, I started building my confidence to ask my fellow friend stylists, makeup artists to collaborate with me, and slowly but surely my portfolio was built. Okay, photographer that I look up to ever since the early part of my photography life would be Richard Avedon, Tim Walker, Bruce Weber, Patrick de Machelier, and then of course everyone in NPM. I've always been fascinated by fashion photographs and portraits. I guess that's how I started off deciding that I want to do this. But of course, I'm also open to do other types of photography. Like I actually do events, sometimes concert, sometimes still life, sometimes food. It's great to be able to be flexible in doing different kinds of photography, because it means that you're gonna open up your market to a lot of potential customers, clients. So you don't have to always do fashion and portraits all the time. But then at the end of the day, it depends on what kind of a person are you. Are you the type of person who likes to be very specific, or the type of person who gets bored with specific pretty easily, so you like to dwell with different types? It really depends on yourself. So at first, I think when I told them that I wanted to change to photography, they didn't really took me seriously. They thought that it's just a hobby, and I did sort of thought that it was just a hobby, which is why I took the night class. So it was supposed to be like something on the side, and then so they sort of didn't mind that at first when I did like the night class part-time. Like as long as it's not like the main thing, they didn't mind it. And then when I started to realize that photography is something that I want to do for real, I told them that. They were really against it, but I was still in Australia, so it was just like a conversation on the phone and like fights on the phone with my mom, and then but I still was doing photography because I was overseas and no one can stop me from doing it. So yeah, they were against it when I first changed to photography. I think it's really important to build your connection in everything you do, not just in photography. That's how you're gonna be able to get anywhere. You need to know people and not have a set of skills that's not gonna support yourself, but both factors have to go hand in hand. You have to have that set of skill, and you have to also have connections with people in the industry of whatever kind of industry that you're in. I'm very lucky to start my photography life with NPM, because from NPM I get to meet a lot of crazy creative people, different types of creative people, from stylists, makeup artists, models, bookers, illustrator, and all sorts of creative people. But then there's also other people that I got to meet through Instagram. Up till this date, I can't really pick one photo that I can fully say that this is my masterpiece, because there's none that I'm actually fully satisfied with yet. While shooting it, it's always amazing, like the adrenaline rush, like when you see the model is posing at a certain angle, and then you take it from a certain angle, and then you sort of like, this is it, and then once the shoot is over, and then editing, and then posting it, actually while editing it, I'll be thinking all the flaws that I made in that photos, and I'll be like, damn it. So yeah, I can't say that I have one piece that I'm fully satisfied with yet. I'm still curious about how I can develop my photography style, because I know that I still have a long way to go. I get really fascinated by photographers overseas, like in Europe or America. Right now I'm still in my Europe state of mind, and I get really curious about how they develop their photography style, at least I can learn a thing or two from traveling to their countries and observing their cultures and the way they live, because those things really has an effect on your photography style. I'm really keen on learning and opening up my eyes to see and to develop my own sense of photography style by experiencing their culture and experiencing their environment and surroundings and the way they live. Keep shooting, expose yourself to different styles of photography, and have a positive attitude towards your work and the people around you and the people that you work with and the people you meet. Everyone, basically. It'll go a long way.